time now on Sky Sports Radio for Going Greyhounds. For your daily update of the latest news and tips.
And greyhound racing set to continue round New South Wales and interstate today. Ron Arnold's joining us for Going Greyhounds. Morning, Ron.
Yes, good morning, Andrew. Lovely to join you on this Easter Monday, and certainly happy Easter to everybody in the world of greyhound racing and all our racing codes. Hope everyone's doing it well in their little lockdown at home, watching plenty of racing. And we've got a couple of greyhound meetings on today, Andrew. We've got Bathurst kicking off at 3:47, and a bit later on, just before we get into the dark time, Maitland at 6:54. So certainly a couple of very strong programs, particularly Maitland, very strong program. And we'll have our tips for that before the races, as we normally do of an evening, Andrew. And it's certainly great that racing is continuing where other organisations are having their issues. And, of course, one man that's been at the absolute helm of it all for the last month in particular, on a day-to-day, hour-by-hour basis, is Tony Mestroff, the CEO of Greyhound Racing New South Wales, and he's been with us the last few Mondays giving us an update, and more has happened in the last 7 days. And once again, good morning, Tony.
Good morning, Ron. Happy Easter to both yourself and your listeners. What a lovely day to start off the week.
Certainly has, mate, and of course plenty always happening in the world of everything at the moment. And obviously we've had some good changes again in the last 7 days. One of them, a real bonus in the world, there's been some additional prize money introduced across New South Wales for greyhounds.
Yes, there has, Ron. Obviously, after the show on Monday, we announced on Wednesday additional prize money will be allocated partly from budgets normally used for our Wednesday city meetings at Wentworth Park. So for this week, the increases mean non-graded events will see $3,000 to the winner, fourth grade $2,800 to the winner, and fifth grade $2,500 to the winner. The new prize money commences this Friday, April 17 at Ladbroke Gardens, then at Bulli Saturday, April 18, Gunnedah Sunday, April 19, Dubbo Thursday, April 23, Richmond Friday, April 24, and Wagga Wagga Sunday, April 25. So we will look at where the increases will be next, Ron. We complete the following racing schedule for the next 4 weeks, which will be completed this week. So we really want to look at the race program after this week, review it, and hopefully we'll get some more increases.
No, that's very good, Tony. And obviously, off the back of what you've spoken about the last couple of weekends, as the nomination flow has allowed, you've added additional meetings to regionalisation racing?
Yeah, we have. We've added another meeting to the Western District Zone. The additional meeting will be at Bathurst on Friday, April 17. The Bathurst meeting will be for fourth grade and maiden greyhounds only. We also have made other numerous meetings in fifth grade maidens only, and that'll be at the Gardens on Saturday and Richmond on Sunday, Goulburn on Tuesday, and Grafton on Wednesday. We've got strong feedback, from particularly the fifth grade and maiden dogs that are looking to get a run. So, obviously through the Q&As every week, taking that feedback and putting that into reality over the next couple of weeks.
Now, just speaking of those Q&As, you've been getting good questions in most of the occasions, and people have been supporting that little system to get some answers out there, which is a good way to go, and you've been doing that literally 7 days a week, which is wonderful.
Yeah, it is great. Look, the information flow and the communication has to go to our participants and the broader public. So the Q&A has been an opportunity for me to answer any questions, and good or bad, I'm willing to answer any criticism the participants see. We want to get this right. It is unprecedented times, as I said. So we last published a column on Friday, but since then, obviously the rest of the weekend we've taken off, and we're resuming tomorrow. So looking forward to taking anyone's questions this week.
And of course, with the extra meetings in the Northern Rivers, a very strong nomination flow with greyhounds, Tony, and always has been for many, many years now. And of course, the Lismore track's been added to the regional spot.
Yeah, in consultation with G, we agreed to add Lismore to the Northern River Zone alongside Grafton to help cater for all those trainers and greyhounds, as you said, run up in that area, particularly on the border. Lismore are now a regular Tuesday night slot, hosting their first meeting tomorrow night. We'll also race next Tuesday, April the 21st, and likely remain in those Tuesday night slots when the next racing schedule is done. So important for Northern Rivers to get enough racing for those participants, to enhance their livelihood in this tough period.
Now, of course, Tone, the last week we've had temperature testing for participants, and track staff That's obviously gone okay, and most people are accepting that as well.
Yeah, they've really accepted it well, participants, really cooperating with GWIC on the tracks each week. It started on Monday at Bathurst, and the good news is we have had no participants with elevated temperatures and being refused entry to any racetrack. So that's good news, in this crisis where there is, the new cases are flattening out, as I see in the news, which is good news. But look, we're doing our part in order to keep the biosecurity up on greyhound tracks.
All right, Tone. Well, as I say, there's another week ahead of us again, and you can probably guarantee there'll be one or two additional changes as we keep flowing through. But the good news is that, racing is still going, all three codes, and also, from a nation point of view, we seem to be on the right path of getting most things in order to eventually getting back to normality. It may be some time away, but at least we're on the right curve, I think, at the present moment, and you've certainly been helping everyone, and particularly in the greyhound world, and we thank you for it, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. I just want to say, too, also thank you to Minister Kevin Anderson. Kevin Anderson has been hugely supportive of all three codes. We had a hook-up after your show last week, and he just wanted to say to the three codes how supportive he is. So I want to say to all the listeners, whether you're a thoroughbred harness or a greyhound fan, that the government is truly behind us, and it is really refreshing. Kevin's a great person and a big supporter of greyhounds, so we really appreciate the support he's giving us at the moment.
All right, Tony, well, you enjoy your Easter Monday, and we'll look forward to catching up with a bit more news again next Monday. All the best to you, mate.
Thank you, Ron. Have a good week.
Yes, Andrew, it's good to see racing still continuing in all the codes. It's something you can sit down, particularly when you're at home, and just watch on telly. It's really wonderful. Just on the greyhound side, of course, with the retirement last week being announced at the back end of last week of one of our great dogs in the current racing world, Risky Riot, has retired. And, of course, it was the last Melbourne Cup winner and the Temley winner. It is the 9th ranked greyhound of all time on the prize money level, with prize money of over $800,000, and ends the career 22 wins from 45 starts. So it's certainly a very good side, and always makes you, Andrew, when you've got to the top of the tree, you've got your own website. So if you want to find out all about Risky Riot for the world of stud duties, you just contact www.whiskyriot.com.au, and he will talk to you there and tell you what he's going to do in his stud ranks, and we wish the connections all the very best of luck with that greyhound. Just on GWIC very quickly, Andrew, before we wrap up today, their draft closure, or their draft recommendation welfare closes tomorrow, and just to make sure to read those information on the website. If you want to contribute to that, please do so. And also GWIC is also advertising for a greyhound racing participant on their advisory board to work through with GWIC for the future items. So we do ask people to consider that. And also GR New South Wales are encouraging online nominations. The telephone system, of course, is under a fair bit of pressure, like all companies at the present moment, and there's a 24-hour system online, and that is by far the easiest way to get your nominations guaranteed in. So please, trainers, support that online system.